Hi, Laura.
Hi, Shelby. Nice to see you.
Nice to meet you finally, virtually, anyways.
Yes, and nice to see you also
Yeah.
virtually. I hope one day we will meet in Rio.
Yes, we will, I promise.
Yes, you have to come to Amsterdam.
Yes, I
Promise.
want to. It'd be beautiful.
Yes, it's really nice here. We
Yeah.
will show you around, not only Amsterdam. There are so many beautiful places to
Oh,
see.
yes, that sounds amazing.
Yes, so today I'm hosting Shelby. First of all, I would like to thank you. Thank you so much for accepting my invitation and agreeing to answer some questions which I prepare for you. Yes, and
Yeah, of course.
yes, and let's start. And first of all, I would like to ask you just to introduce a little bit yourself so that our listeners can know you better. Where are you from? What do you do? Anything you like to share with us?
Okay, awesome. So I grew up all over in the Midwest in the United States. So I moved around between like Ohio, Tennessee, and Kentucky mostly. So kind of like middle America, mostly small towns. Like the town that I grew up in, like spent the longest amount of time, only has a population of like 11,000 people. Like it's tiny. So, um, yeah, it's a different kind of lifestyle. But I did my undergraduate studies in acting and theater performance in Santa Fe, New Mexico. So I came out partly out west for my undergraduate studies, and then I moved
And
to
what is the biggest, what is the biggest city nearby so that I just get,
Oh, and
uh,
where I grew up, the biggest city probably would have been like Louisville, Kentucky, or like Indianapolis, Indiana.
okay, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
but it's like southern Indiana. It's very tiny. It's
Okay.
right on the river. It's really beautiful, but it's
Yes, I can imagine.
it's
No,
quite
America
small.
in general is really beautiful. The nature is amazing. It's actually my dream to go.
Yeah. Well, I'll have to take you on a tour all around the cool little spots in US.
Yes, when the situation is great, next destination
Yes.
is US for sure.
Yeah, we'd love to have you. So then after my undergraduate, I moved to LA about 4 years ago. Um,
Yeah.
and that's when I met Zoraver. He's lived half of his life in India and half of his life here. So he's been in LA for the past like 16 years. So that's when I met him. And I guess for work, Zoraver and I work together. We run a real estate business here in Los Angeles. So that's been quite an adventure. Yeah, it's really fun. His family has always been in real estate, and like when they lived back in India, his dad was in charge of running certain hotels. I think like Oberoi is where he
Uh-huh.
worked for, which I think is I don't know that brand over here, but I think it's
Yes,
over
I
there.
think it's pretty a famous one. Yes, I heard
Yeah,
it name. Yes, so it's pretty big
yeah.
one.
So they've always been in sort of like the hospitality real estate business. And then Zoraver and I wanted to start our own residential company. So we started, it's called ZS Realty. So Zoraver Shelby
Ah,
Realty.
wow, that's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah. So
So his
that's,
family moved to US a long time ago, right?
yeah, he's been here, yeah, about 16 years.
Oh, wow, that's a long
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. They moved when
So
he
he's
was.
more like American now, I think.
Yeah, people really don't know where he's from, to be truthful. Like a lot of the times people think he's like maybe Armenian. We get that a lot. Like people just start speaking all sorts of different languages to him and he's like, "Sorry, I'm not that. I'm Indian."
No, that's the case with all Punjabis actually. When my husband went to
Yeah.
Russia for the first time, everyone thought that he is some either Spanish or Italian or somewhere from the southern of Europe. And then he was,
Yeah.
oh no, India. Oh, really? But when we went to Tunisia, everyone thought that he is Pakistani. Are you
Uh,
Pakistani? Yeah, yeah, yes, I am. You're our brother, yes. So it was pretty nice, actually. Yeah,
yeah.
so Punjabis have very unique features, I think. Yes.
Yeah, and they sort of look like many different people. Like it's surprising, but they do sometimes look Spanish or all these different things that you never would think of when you think of
Yes.
where India is located.
Yes. Many people don't even know where is Punjab and who are Sikhs.
Oh yeah, I didn't know until I met Zoraver.
Yes, when I say that my husband is sick, people say, sick?
Yeah.
Poor day.
Yeah, what's that? Where's that? Who's that?
Yes, and then I have to explain, yeah, that in India there
Hmm.
are not only Hindus, but there are so many different nationalities.
Yes.
So, yeah, but it's nice.
Yeah.
Can you please tell a little bit in more details? How did you guys meet actually? Your beautiful love story. Yeah, let's hear
Yeah,
it more.
well, we met, I guess probably like a lot of people do these days. We met online on Tinder, on the dating app.
Yes.
Um, and like at the time, I guess it was in, I think August of 2017. And at the time, like I had just moved to LA. So I was like, oh, I knew some people from my schooling, but I was like, I want to branch out and meet new people. So I was just trying to meet different types of people. And so we met on Tinder, and like he's quite smooth. So he convinced me to get it, like give me him my number quite quickly. And then we talked like every day, and he called me, and before we even met in person, and like we probably talked for about a week before we met in person. And then, like, literally since August 1st of 2017, we've probably seen each other every single day. Like,
Wow.
yeah,
That's a true love story, yeah?
yeah, there's been a few days, like, here and there where we've had to, like, go someplace or do something. But, like, I don't know, some people think it's kind of crazy, but I feel like when you know, you know. Like,
Yeah,
instead of
I agree.
you feel it in, and it's not something that it's easily expressed to other people, or like unless you felt that yourself, it's hard to kind of like, yeah, I knew I was going to marry him really soon. They're like, yeah, okay, crazy lady, but it's true.
Yes, indeed. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So how fast did you after how long time did you realize, yeah, that he's the one with whom you want to be with and spend your life with?
Yeah, well, to be truthful, it was literally after our first date. Like I had a roommate at the time, and
Wow.
I walked into our apartment and I said, "Maya, you're going to think I'm crazy, but I am going to marry that man." And she was like, "No, you're not." Yeah, I am. And like we talked about it, like probably like both of us, like I'm sure we both felt it obviously, but about in September, like the following month after we met, he was like, I'm pretty sure, yeah, we're definitely going to get married. And I was
Wow.
like, yeah, I'm good.
But which qualities impressed you the most in him? Like, what did you like? Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think the the thing that stands out the most about Zoraver is his like he's no matter who he's with, no matter what situation he is in, he is the most genuine person I have ever met in my life. And he is like so respectful, and it's not in like a forced type of way, or like he's trying too hard. He genuinely loves people and to like learn about different people and
Yeah.
different situations, and he's always very respectful, and he's honest, but in a kind way. Like some people can be like brutally honest, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh, that's not
Yeah.
what I need. But like
Yes.
he'll
I know
tell
what
you
you mean.
he'll tell you the
Yeah.
truth, but you know that it's only coming from a place of love. And like just he is himself 24/7, regardless of who is around or what is around. Like you can always count on him to be him. And I think that sort of like confidence in himself allows him to be a better partner for me.
Yeah. That's very important, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So I can imagine that you like him instantly.
Yeah,
And
and
he
he's
was-
pretty
yeah.
cute, so that helps.
Yeah, that's really great. So you told already that you didn't know anything about. Did you know something about Indian culture? Okay, you didn't know anything about Sikhs, but did you know something about India, about Indian culture? Did you have any interest in Indian culture before you met him, or you just it just happened that he came from India. Yes. So
Yeah, well, I would say that like even when I was younger, I've always had interests in other places, other cultures. I've always wanted to see the world and experience different things in life. Yes, I grew up in a tiny town, but I also knew that there was so much more world to see. And I've always sort of been open, but I never like specifically was like, oh, if something came up in when I was reading or researching something, of course I would dive down deeper into it. But I didn't like the stuff that they teach us about Indian history in the United
yeah,
States is like, I don't know, it's kind of not actually what's happening, I think. So I never really learned about it in school, but I had like in my undergraduate studies, I had like world music appreciation courses, and there was a little bit about Punjabi music, but never really like, I
it's
didn't,
very popular.
yeah, very quick. It's like one day spent on a giant topic of so much that there is to learn. You can't learn everything. So
Yes, of course.
I didn't really, I was really ignorant, I would say, but not from lack of like wanting to know. It's just like sometimes you don't like I said earlier, I didn't know Sikhs even existed. So how would I come to know, like, how would I come upon that?
So
How
there
would I
were no Sikhs
research
in
that?
your town, or you never came across them.
No, like that, it's very like there's a little bit of diversity, but it's mostly like Caucasian people. There is some Hispanic influence, but
Ah, okay.
there's really not a lot of diversity because it's like smack in the middle of everything with
Okay.
like not a lot of
Like they
big
say,
city
you can
around.
find potatoes and Punjabis everywhere. So
Yeah, and it's so
maybe, yeah.
crazy. Yeah, like if you go to Canada, it's completely different. But like,
Yes, I went there and I was shocked. I felt like in mini Punjab. I went
yeah,
around and I saw Sikhs everywhere. I was wow. I went to the shop.
yeah.
I see Sikhs are there everywhere. Old Sikhs, young Sikhs. So I was wow.
Yes. Yeah,
We didn't expect.
I had never seen anybody like him or like his family. I'd never seen in person someone with a turban. Like I had never experienced these things before.
Yes, I can imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what do you actually like about Punjabi culture? Okay, now I'm sure you know a lot about it, yeah. So, you probably taught a lot of things already, yeah. Punjabi are very proud of their culture, you know, that of
Yes.
their language. They will just, my husband, he likes to tell me every single thing, yeah, about his culture. Okay, I know a lot, but still I learn a lot of new things from him. That's really amazing. What do you like the most in Punjabi culture?
I think I like the spirit of the Punjabi people. Like they're always proud of who they are and where they've come from, but also open to other people. I've experienced a very welcoming experience, I guess. Like everyone I have met, from Zoraber's friends to his family friends to his friends, like everyone is so warm and welcoming, and it's genuine, just like that quality that I liked initially about Zoraber, just being a genuinely good, kind-hearted person. And that's been truthfully the way I feel with any Punjabi that I've met so far.
Yes, that's true. It's also come from the religion, you know, that the Sikhism, they
Yes,
teach that everyone is equal, everyone can go to Gurudwara, so they
which
don't
is,
discriminate anyone.
yeah, that's such an amazing quality in, because I wouldn't call myself like a necessarily religious person. I'm a spiritual person and I believe lots of different things, but I had never, like, a whole religion was sort of started to protect a whole separate religion just so they could be
Yeah.
free to practice what they want and believe what they want. And that's amazing. Like, it doesn't matter what you believe, you're a good person and I will protect you. And that's something that I never grew up learning about. And
Yeah.
I think that's incredible.
Yes, that's true. And what I like that they really help everyone who is in need. They go just to travel place and this, you know, you probably heard about Khalsa. yeah, this organization, they really go everywhere and they help people. They
Yes.
help now in India. Who is helping more? Sikhs. They provide
Yeah.
everything in Gurudwaras. It's like, it's amazing, really.
It's really incredible. And to even after so long, I mean, yes, in the scheme of religions, it's sort of a younger religion, but to still stay so true to like, this is why we started and this is why we're here. And to continue that in this day and age is really amazing and beautiful.
Yes, I agree. And do you ever visit? Probably you went many times actually to Gurudwara. How do you feel there? Because according
Yeah.
to me, it's a very special place. At least I get such an amazing, how to say it, peace of mind there.
Yeah,
I
it's
never
peaceful.
any other temple. I don't know, but there I feel it's so peaceful, so nice. I can sit just for hours and hours, listen to the kids.
Yeah.
It's really amazing. How do you feel there?
Yeah, I will say before sort of the pandemic started, we went a few times. We've gone for like to serve langar in remembrance of Dadi. And we've gone to like certain special events in Gurdwara, but we haven't really been since the pandemic started. We've really just stayed at home. We've been quite scared to go out anywhere. But we
Yeah.
do have like kirtan and ardas and all for like first birthday for the babies in the family or like rokas and all, and the baijis come home and we
Yes.
do that sort of thing. And we have a babaji's room in our house, like most Sikh homes. So
Yeah.
there's and like I will say the first time I ever went to Gurdwara, I was probably a little like, ooh, but it was only that way because I didn't know what to do. Like Zoravar,
Oh,
of
I
course,
can imagine.
explained it, but when it's your first time, you're like, I don't want to do anything wrong. But and people
Yeah.
obviously are like, this is a surprise, but they never make me feel bad about being there. I always feel welcome in those situations. I'm never sort of like looked at as an outsider. I'm sure people have questions and are a little confused as to why I might be there, but it's never in like a mean spirited type of way.
Yeah,
And
they're more like curious. They want to know why
yeah,
did you
yeah.
come? Who are
How did
you? I
this
remember my
happen?
first time I went to Gurudwara. It was in Delhi, in India, and I remember some older guy came to me and he just asked me where I'm from. And when he came to know that I'm from Russia, he gave me some book in Russian. Okay, just read it. You will know more about Sikhism. I say,
Yeah.
okay, thanks a lot. It's so nice. Yeah, they're very welcoming people. They just feel very comfortable there. Even I'm not sick, but I feel like I'm
Yeah.
among my people.
Yes, I agree. I agree with that. And I find the prayers so beautiful. Like
Yes,
I love the whole experience.
yes. You should. Did you go to Amritsar or not?
No, we did
No.
not. We are like when we went to India, our main focus was just to spend as much time as possible with Dadi and Dadu. So we really kind of stayed on the farm with them and just kind of hung out.
Yeah, you should visit Golden Temple.
Yeah, it's on our
It's
list.
incredible, really. I always like to go there. We always try to visit. It's not too far, maybe just 1, 2 hours from.
Yeah, it's pretty close by.
Yeah, but it's so amazing. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, it's difficult to go there in summer. It's too hot and
Oh,
you
yeah.
feel, yeah, but I think I went in summer as well. It was really because there are so many people, huge lines. You have to wait and
Yeah.
plus 45, you just feel, oh my God, I
Yeah.
want to go inside, yeah, under the air condition or something. Yeah, but it's really amazing place. I'm sure you will go there
Yeah,
when you
it's
visit
definitely
India
on our
next.
list.
Yes, and do you speak some Punjabi or Hindi, or are you trying to learn?
Yeah, well, I'm trying to learn Hindi, and the kind of funny thing, I guess, about Zoravar is he didn't grow up speaking Punjabi, even though he grew up in Chandigarh, but his mom is from Bombay, and his dad went to Bishop Cotton School, so it's like a Catholic boarding school, so he didn't speak Punjabi at school. So Zoravar, they didn't speak it at home. They spoke Hindi and English at home. And then
Okay.
he didn't start speaking Punjabi until he started, I guess it would be like middle school at YPS in Chandigarh. So that's when he started learning Punjabi. So he's not, yeah, he can speak it. And, but
Mhm.
sometimes after he speaks with like a somebody who's used to speaking Punjabi, he's like, oh, my Punjabi is not the greatest at the moment. I need to practice. But he can't practice with me because I don't understand any Punjabi, really.
But
And
he speaks Hindi with his parents or Punjabi.
yeah, he goes in between. Like sometimes it'll be like Hindi with a few Punjabi words.
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
go
but
back
these
and
languages are
forth.
very similar. It's like almost the same.
Yeah.
That's why I'm confused because I was learning Hindi and I try to speak Punjabi, and it's like I'm just mixing it up. And my husband is actually very proud of his language. He doesn't like when I
Hmm.
speak Hindi. He wants me to speak pure Punjabi, and I just, when I start just mixing it up, I say, okay, okay. Teach me how to speak it correctly. It's kind of I understand everything, almost all of it, but still it's kind of difficult to speak it fluently the same way like Hindi.
Yeah, I agree. And like I understand a lot more. I just have to get more confident using it conversationally. And like before, like when Zoraver and his family like were planning our engagement, they
Yeah.
obviously wanted it to be a surprise. So when he would speak to his mom, he would speak to her in Hindi, and I would have no clue what was going on. But
That's very
now,
clever of him, huh?
yeah, but now if he did that, I would be able to understand. I might not get all the details, but I would understand what's happening to a certain
Now, not
extent.
the case of you, yeah, it's the same.
Yeah.
My husband can understand Russian very well, and earlier I could talk to my mother anything I like. Okay, he doesn't understand. But now it's like nothing. No, he can
Yeah.
understand. Okay, okay. I should be careful when I'm talking.
Yeah, it's quite funny. And like people are always surprised. Like one time Zoraver and I went to like this, it's like a local Indian grocery store, but they also serve food. And Zoraver, sorry, we have birds and they're going crazy.
No,
um,
it's okay. I can hear that.
um, so Zoraver had like placed our food order and I was like getting groceries. And then he went to pay for the groceries and I went to pick up our food. And that lady was like, what's this gory doing here? Like in Punjabi or Hindi or something. I can't tell the difference when I'm hearing it. But and then I was like, Miri Mangeter. And she was like, oh
Wow,
no.
secret. Also Hindi. Wow.
Yeah, so it was like it's always funny when we're in situations where people are speaking Hindi and then I like respond as in or like I agree or nod in a way they're like, "Oh no, we didn't know that she could understand us."
But how do you learn it? By yourself, or are you attending any classes? I don't know if they're available. Probably they're available.
Yeah, they are available, but I just ask Zoraver like, how do you say this? And he tells me, or we ask, we have Amazon Alexa, and she'll give us like
Ah,
translations. Yeah, but sometimes they're like really bad translations, and she just like says it in a really weird accent and not like in Hindi. So, and like a lot of the times, like I have a Hindi workbook that his mom has like gone through with me, but I feel like with a lot of the courses, they want you to learn how to read and write it first. And I'm like,
yeah.
I don't necessarily need to read and write. I need to comprehend like the sounds that are coming at me instead of reading them. So that's, I find it easier just to be like, how do I say this? Or if I need this, what do I ask for? And
So you
Robert,
prefer to learn speaking Hindi, yeah, to be able to talk to others, yeah. You don't really need to know how to write and read.
yeah, I just need to be able to hear it and understand and come up with a response. And Zoraver does a good job of like encouraging me to like when we're in places where people would understand Hindi, he'll like encourage me to speak with them or try to understand. And he always does a good job of like he can tell if I'm understanding someone or not, so he'll always help.
That's great. No, I also asked my husband, but he bought me a wonderful book just after we got married. It was I think Teach Yourself Punjabi, yeah, with the test
Oh,
and with everything. And then in 16 years, he asked me, how much did you learn from this book? How often do you open it? To be honest, I never open it. I don't know. I just don't feel like opening any books. I just ask him, okay, how is it the same word in Punjabi than in Hindi? Because I know the words in Hindi and it's more than the same. Sometimes there is a little bit difference, but
Yeah,
for me,
sometimes
the first
it's
thing is
different
pronunciation.
accents.
Pronunciation in Punjabi is something really weird for me. I can't pronounce the same way how he does. It's like he can
Yeah.
repeat a million times. Okay, you say this, I repeat, no. Again, no. You have to put your tongue there. No, it's not
Yes.
that.
That's what I have the hardest time about, like where my tongue is going. And I'm just like staring at Zeraver, like, okay, I'm doing it. And then I try it, and he's like, yeah, that's definitely not right.
No, it's not easy because we don't have the sound. So
Yeah,
we
there's
have a
nothing
lot
to
of
equate it
vowel
to.
sounds, and yes, so it's not easy for me. It's not easy. Hindi is much easier. For me, it's much easier to pronounce, but Punjabi is like, okay, I'm trying my best, but I don't know. And sometimes I watch some videos when some Gauri speaks perfect Punjabi, and my
I know.
husband says,
How are
"Oh,
you
look
doing
at her,
this?
look at her, she learned Punjabi, and you, in so many years, you don't speak like this." I said, okay, I knew Hindi when I met you, so not so many Gauris know Shelby.
Yeah. So at least you got that bonus. He's quite lucky.
Yeah, so it's a lot of girls I see now. You probably also see on Instagram so
Oh yeah.
many foreigner wives. They just try to speak Punjabi, Hindi, even some Malayalam, Tamil. I was kind of wow. I have a lot of respect for them because for me,
Yeah.
South Indian languages, it's something that I would never able to do. It's really difficult.
It is a huge challenge, and I think it takes a different sort of level of understanding of a language to get
Yeah.
to be so comfortable to just have it come out. Like it's amazing. That would be the end goal, like to just speak Hindi and Punjabi like nobody's business, but and like comprehend what's happening around me in certain situations like fully. Um, but I have a lifetime to learn, so
Yes, you have a lot of time to learn. Yeah, in 16 years we will meet again. Yeah, and I will
yes,
say, you
we'll
will
be.
speak better than me, I believe.
I don't know about that. We'll have a proper Punjabi conversation.
Yes, next time. Yeah, we should meet all of us together. Yeah, your fiance, my husband. Yeah, yeah, and
That
then
would
we
be
can try.
amazing.
Yeah, मेरा नाम Laura है आपका नाम कैसे? Oh yes, that would be lovely. Yeah, so what I wanted to ask you, how do you like Punjabi music, Punjabi, okay, let's say not Punjabi movies, but let's say Hindi movies. Do you like watching them or not really? Not everyone like to watch 3 hours and just, oh my God, it's so boring.
Yeah, I we do listen to a lot of Punjabi music and Hindi music. Like most of the time, that's probably what we listen to, and that's also helped me understand the language better. Just
Yeah,
because I'll be like, "What does that mean?" and he'll just give me a quick translation. And we don't really watch a lot of Hindi movies. Like the most Hindi or Punjabi movies that we watched was when we were in India with Dadi and Dadu. We would like every afternoon watch a movie together. Um, but we do like currently it's not a Hindi or Punjabi thing, but we're currently watching this Turkish show that we're like in the
wow.
yeah, it's in like the fifth season and they only speak in Turkish and it's subtitled, but it's amazing. So we don't mind watching like subtitled shows, and we've seen like there's a few ones on Netflix that we get that, like Sacred Games we've watched, which is like a series. And there's been a few other ones, but we really we mostly like true stories or sort of like maybe like a crime element or suspenseful situations. We're not so much like lovey-dovey movie watchers. So
Yes.
I feel sometimes it's like the Hindi options that we get are like lovey-dovey Hindi options, not so much like our style of movie, but we wouldn't like not watch it just because it's subtitled or anything.
Yeah, but your fiance, does he like to watch Punjabi movies? Because my husband now, he was telling me that Punjabi movie industry became so good, and now they produce amazing movies which are much better than Hindi movies. And actually, I saw a few of them, and they were really great. Earlier, I didn't like Punjabi movies because, to be honest, I don't understand their humor so much. They start
Yeah.
something for me it's something crazy. What is so funny about it? And for them it's something ha 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 ha. Okay, and the whole movie is more like kind of a little bit strange story. But now I saw quite a few Punjabi movies which were really great. Really, I would say much better than Hindi movies.
Yeah, I mean, we I think it's probably because we don't really have access to I mean, I'm sure like his parents in their house get like proper Indian channels coming like
Yeah,
on their TV. We don't, we just use like the streaming services.
yeah,
So it
yeah.
doesn't really show up as like, oh, watch this. But I'm sure if it came up and it was like an interesting story, he would like it. But I understand what you mean because there were a few like movies that we watched when we were in India and like everybody was cracking up and I was like, I don't really understand what's happening here. So, but yeah, I don't think he would not watch it and like he knows that I'm happy to sit and watch and he'll do his best to explain.
Yeah, no, for me also, I don't understand everything because they use some words which I don't know, which like typical Punjabi words, and it's not the same as in Hindi. So I'm kind of sitting, okay, what did you say?
Yeah.
Can you please tell me? And sometimes I just, okay, watch a little bit, and then if I like the story, I will. There was a very good movie, actually. It was made in Canada, I think. Maybe you heard about it. The name is Love Punjab. Did you hear about
Oh,
this movie?
I think his mom has watched it and I think she told us to watch it, but the name is
Yes,
familiar.
it's a very good movie, really good songs and a
Yeah.
support. And it's a little bit different story about the family who and a child who grew up in Canada, yeah, and he has difficulties at school there, and
Oh,
then they
wow.
have troubles. Wife and husband they have some problems, and they decide to divorce, yeah, and then they go to Punjab to show their son, yeah, how nice it is there, yeah, and then
Oh, wow.
fell in love with his motherland. Yeah, so it's a really nice movie. Maybe you can
Yeah.
watch it.
Yeah, we'll have to add it to our list. That sounds pretty good.
Yeah, I can recommend a few actually Punjabi movies. Not Hindi one. I like Hindi movies as well, but some Punjabi movies are really great. Yeah, and of course Punjabi music. Oh,
Oh
this
yeah.
is
You can't
something.
beat it. Like it doesn't matter like what sort of wedding we watch a lot of like wedding YouTube videos to kind of so I have a better understanding of an Indian wedding.
Yes.
And it doesn't matter if they're like Sikh or Hindu or any or from Gujarat, like everybody's playing Punjabi music. If you want a crowd
Yes.
to dance, you've got to have Punjabi music.
Of course, it's like it's the best. I think it's popular everywhere. I think in the world,
Yes.
Punjabi music is really amazing. And did you ever attend any Punjabi wedding so far? Because
I have not been to a Punjabi wedding. I've been to a few Hindu weddings,
okay,
but we'll be going to I think in a month, I'll actually be seeing a proper Punjabi Sikh wedding, and that'll be my first
well,
time seeing it
you're
in real
lucky.
life.
I'm asking my
Yeah.
husband every day. If someone is getting married, I want to go again. I can't miss it because we went last time in Canada, especially to attend some Punjabi wedding, and
Hmm.
I can't forget this. It was so great, and I didn't dance so much in my whole life. I just
Yeah.
was so and all his relatives were looking at me. Oh my God, she can dance Punjabi. I was watching so many movies how they move. And I thought
Yeah.
this is easier, but I couldn't stop. And you know, it wasn't like we were from the bride side, and we have to sit. We don't really dance. It was
Yes.
from the groom side. Yeah, everyone were dancing, and at the end I say no. come on, let's go.
We're doing this.
I can't sit there. It's like too much. I want to dance.
Yeah, you can't sit still when Punjabi music is playing. I think it's
No, I
impossible.
can't. And then I took my husband, okay, let's go. He said, no, it's from the groom part. I said, come on, no, we should dance because we just especially came, we should enjoy it. It was really something so
Yeah.
special. For 3 days, you can dance so much. It's like really was
Yes.
great, really. And what about actually your family? When you told your family that you're in love with a foreigner, what was their reaction? Yeah, with someone from India, especially.
My family was very open. Like when I grew up, my dad worked a lot in China. So I think that helped having a little bit of experience with another Asian culture, kind of
Yes.
understanding family dynamics a little bit better. And like my family is very open and they've been very supportive of me and our relationship from the beginning. Like nobody, of course, and understandably, people have questions because on the outside it seems like, well, how are you going to make this work? You're so different. But
Yeah.
it's, and you have to know that like most of the time, and like of course I know this to be true for my family, I know that this may not be true for everyone and their family, but I know that any questions that I get are coming from a place of love. It's not like being judgmental. They're just trying to understand our situation, and they've never like he calls my mom, I call my mom Mama. He calls her Lisa Mama, and he calls my dad Papa John. So like it's his name is John, so he just calls him Papa John, like the pizza. But so like it's, and my I have an older sister, and she has a husband who, he wasn't born in Latvia, but he like grew up going to Latvian school, and like so they've already had sort of experience with a son-in-law being from a different culture to
Okay.
say. So I think that also helped. But my parents are like wonderful people, and all my life, regardless of what I wanted to do, whether it be my who I want to spend my life with or what I wanted to be when I grew up, my parents have always been 100% supportive of me. If they know that I am happy, that's all that matters to them.
That's what all the parents want to see their kids happy. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah. And of course, they see you super happy now. Look at
Yeah.
it. When I see your account, you're dancing everywhere. You look so
Yeah.
happy, smiling. Yeah, it's just a
Yes.
perfect couple. It's really nice to see
Thank
happy
you.
people around. Yeah. And what I wanted to ask you, you both are from different background, as you said, different
Hmm.
religion, different culture. Was there something for you what was really difficult to accept or maybe to understand, or everything just went smooth and everything was fine for you?
I I would say everything went very smoothly. I think what surprised both Zoraber and I the most was not how different we are, but how similar we are. Like we were both raised in cultures where family is important and you do whatever you need to do to make your family feel loved and respected. And people of any religion, any race, any background deserve respect, and that the most important thing in life is being a good person. And I
Yeah.
think because we have such similar core beliefs, there really hasn't, we see things in the same way. Like there's really not been anything where it's been like I cannot get with this, or like I'm not agree. It's we never disagree. It's so strange because you would think being from opposite sides of the planet there would be some sort of disconnect, but really we're all just humans and everybody wants the same thing regardless of where they're from. They want to be loved and to feel happy and to feel accepted. And
Yeah.
there's really not been anything that's been like
Yeah, you are just
Wrong.
made for each other. Look at
Yeah,
that.
like that's what I know it's really cheesy or whatever, but I know that this he was put on this earth to be my husband and I was put on this earth to be his wife, among other things. But like that's the only way in the world we would have crossed paths is because we're meant to be with each other. And
Yes.
and it wouldn't have been so seamless and our families wouldn't have been so supportive if it wasn't that way.
Yeah, so everything is perfect. That's really great. Yeah, that you
Yeah.
have a very supportive family. Yeah, and he as well. Yes,
Yeah.
that's really great. And I would like to ask you, what qualities would you, how to say it, that what is make Indians different than other nationalities? Yeah, would you just pick up a few qualities which are common only for Indian men? If
Yeah,
you
I
compare them with American man or any other man, there are some things which are very common, especially for Indians. You probably, yeah, what is the,
yeah, I think like sort of being proud, but not in like a braggy sort of way. I feel like I don't know, maybe it was just the American men that I knew before. Never felt so like it's kind of hard to explain because he's Zoraber is a very proud and confident man, but not in a way that takes away from anyone around him. He's
yeah,
that way because he feels that way about himself, not because he's putting other people down. And I think I guess that would be with women and men in the Indian culture, not specifically just men. It feels like a lot of the times, even in like high school growing up, girls feel like I have to feel good about myself, but in order for me to feel good about myself, I have to make you feel bad. But I don't feel that is the situation with the Indian people that I have met. It feels like more of lifting each other up together and seeing what we
yeah,
can do together instead of I'm over here doing my thing, you're over there doing your thing. Don't let it
yeah.
interfere. I guess.
But I would say it's very common for Punjabis. They always support each other. It's amazing.
Yes.
If something is happening in Punjab, you will see demonstration all over the world. The all Punjabis will come up together, and it really
Yes.
impressed me a lot how they were supporting farmers now. It was really amazing. I was like, it's like everyone was worried. My husband was watching news all the time. It's like
Yeah.
really people are away from homes, but they were so involved in it. So it was really, I never saw anyone else do the same.
Yeah,
To be honest.
there's such a strong sense of community and that's something that I've always wanted. I've had it with my family, like I've had my family community, but it's never felt as big as like the Sikh Punjabi community. Like that's, and like you said, it doesn't matter what's happening in the world, they will drop everything and help. And
Yes.
I think the level of selflessness that that requires is something that's very unique to them.
Yeah, that's true. I agree. It's really, it impressed me a lot, really, because
Yeah,
I love myself, help people. I try my best, but okay, not at that level, but it's really something
yeah.
amazing.
It really makes you think differently when you see and it's like no questions asked. Like I'm
Yeah.
doing this because it's the right thing to do and I don't care what I have to do the right thing, but I know in my heart that this is what needs to be done, so I'm doing it, and that's amazing.
Yes, that's really true. And it's actually said that even in America, sometimes Sikhs are get treated not really good. You know, probably heard that a lot of them got killed
Yeah.
because they think that there are Muslims or something. It's really sad.
There's such an ignorance to a whole
Yeah,
group of people that like like it's heartbreaking to be truthful because it's just people not being educated, and whether or not someone is from a certain religion or someone from their religion has done something bad, that doesn't mean that everybody from them is bad. Like, of course, I'm sure, like, I grew up being raised Catholic. I'm sure there have been people who are Catholic that have done bad things, but that doesn't mean that every Catholic person in the world is a bad person. There's always extremes in any culture, in any religion, in any belief system. There's always going to be extremes, and you have to educate yourself and know that like you don't know the whole story. Even somebody speaking to you, you're only getting the surface. And imagine, like, see from their point of view. Like, I know that there have been times, like Zoraver has said to me, like, I'm happy I'm here with you because if I wasn't here with a white girl, I'd be uncomfortable. So, and like, that breaks my heart that it's literally 2021 and people still are judgmental in that way.
Yeah, that's true. I remember this, maybe you remember a few years ago, I think that the Sikh policeman was killed by some
Yeah.
Christian. And I was watching this ceremony, how everyone simply loved him. It was
Yes.
just amazing people. All his neighbors really was telling that every new year he went to their home. He was giving gifts to kids. It was such a kind person they never met in life. And some crazy, I don't know how to call this guy, and he's not a person. It's like just to kill him for I don't know for which reason it was really.
Yeah. For
I was
not
crying. Really. I
understanding someone.
was
Yeah.
crying. Some people, it's like really 20, 21st century, and still there is you don't respect everyone equally. It's really bad, and it's
Yeah.
because and I'm from Russia, and it's the same there because people don't treat other nationalities equally, and it's not safe there. That's why I wouldn't like to live there with my family because I would be always
Yeah.
worried that something happened with
What
my husband,
happened?
that someone will tell my kids that they don't look like Russians, okay, and then they will feel bad and they will be crying. I said, no, I don't want this, and especially
Yeah.
where people at least respect each other. And
Yeah.
it's actually really sad. Yeah, that's happening in our times. But we should try, of course, to change it. But there are so many, as you said, ignorant people. Yeah, you can't
Yeah.
change their brain. Yeah,
They can't even comprehend something different than what they believe.
yeah, that's true. Okay, let's change the topic about something better.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Indian food. How do you like it? Yes, I saw your videos. I think you were cooking something, so I'm sure you love it. What is your favorite dish?
Yes.
What do you
I
like to cook? And if your fiance he likes other food or he prefers only Punjabi, Indian, or do you cook sometimes American? I don't know, or any other types. How is it in your
yeah.
family?
Yeah, I really love Indian food. I had never had Indian food until Zoraver was like, "You've got to eat my mom's food." And I was like, "All right." But I have like a lot of food allergies. I don't eat a lot of things. But I
Mm-hmm.
can eat so much Indian food that it's amazing. And like there's always a substitution for something that like I can't have. So like his mom makes the best palak paneer and paneer bhujia I have ever had. It doesn't matter where
Oh,
we are, where we go, if it's a restaurant, if it's India, it doesn't matter. His mom's is the best. And I keep telling her, like, you have to, we're going to film the video and you have to tell me how you make this. And she's like, no, 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 no. It's so good. And we're quite lucky. She only lives about an hour away from us. So, like,
yes.
every week we get spoiled. She'll send us, like, different, like, we just met them yesterday and she sent, like, matar paneer, keema for Zoraver, rajma, all the different dals. So, she definitely spoils us and like I don't yeah, I don't eat gluten, so I can't have like
Oh,
normal
okay.
rotis, but she's met this lady who like makes special rotis for me made of like rice and bajra and all things that I can have. So that's pretty amazing. We love to cook, like whether it's Indian food or not, we love to cook. We're quite strict with what we eat. We don't like to eat outside food a lot because we track
Yeah.
everything that we eat. It just makes it easier for us
I
because
saw
we
you are so sportive. I was impressed. I saw your video how you are working out. I was, oh my God.
thank you. Yeah. No, it's Zoraver's like been working out for many, many years, and I've always been an active person, but now like I'm getting older and I want to like be able to do whatever I want when I'm 97. So now's the time to start. So, but we're really kind of strict with what we eat. So we like Indian food when we make it at home because we know exactly what's gone in it. When you get some delicious auntie's food, there's like so much ghee and butter that like of course it makes it delicious, but it sort of throws everything off. So I make a lot of egg bhujia. We like eggs a lot. I don't eat meat, but Zoraver does. So he has chicken curry a lot that I make him that he likes. And he was so surprised the first time. It took me a while to get the curry consistency correct because that's not a texture there that's popular in American food. So
Yes.
I was either making it too thick or too watery, but the day that I finally got the chicken curry texture right, it was like, oh, yes, okay. And we love spicy food. Like his mom has slowly increased the amount of chilies she uses. So like in the beginning it was like pretty mild, but now it's like I eat spicier food than his dad eats because his
Oh,
mom is
wow.
like his dad doesn't like spicy food, but we eat like everything has so many chilies. And we also really love Thai food. Like
Yes, Thai is also pretty spicy. Yes, yes.
that's Thai and Indian are our favorite cuisines, I would say. And
But could you always eat spicy food, or you just get used to it?
I liked spicy food. Like I always liked more spicy, but my spice level has definitely gone up. It's like probably 10 times more tolerant than I originally was.
That's
And I
good. Do
have to
you
like,
do you like also, because when I eat something Indian, I always like to eat with achar. It's like something I can't stop myself. And my husband
yeah.
always says, "Don't you eat achar?" I say, "Yeah, of course." And
Well,
of course, I don't eat red chili, but I love to put green chili, just
yes,
to cut it and then just eat with any food, and it's so
it's
delicious.
so
Yeah.
good. Yeah. I have to be careful with the achar because I'm allergic to mangoes. So sometimes they
Oh,
do
okay.
like powdered mango on those or they have mango in them. So I typically avoid, but I will always go for like the fresh onions and the fresh chilies.
Yes. Oh, yes.
So good.
Yeah, I feel like eating. Although we ate today not palak paneer, but matar paneer. Yeah, matar
Oh,
paneer.
matcha
It's
paneer is
also
very good.
yes. And what is your favorite dish? What do you like the most? Okay, you
Oh,
can you can tell me a few dishes. It's difficult to choose
yeah, I
only
can't
one.
pick one. Like his mom's palak paneer, but it has to be his mom's because I don't like it anywhere else. It's not the right texture. It's not spicy enough. I also really like dosa. Sorry, 2 seconds. So I know it's South Indian, but I really enjoy dosas. Sorry.
No.
um, and like, I'm open to trying many different things. I will always try something. And I've really not come across an Indian food that I don't like. Like, I really enjoy bangan and bindi. His mom makes like the proper crispy fried bindi. Not a
Yes,
lot of places make it like that here. So I always get really happy when she makes the bindi that way.
you probably go to Mazrano to eat something.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. She
Oh,
makes the
I love.
best food.
I think you also mentioned it somewhere. I read that you love chole bhature.
Yes, I got to, yeah.
Something. Whenever I
It's,
go to India, I just go to some little dhaba and we sit there and eat it. And
yes,
it's so spicy always. They always put a lot of
yes.
food there. And my husband say, "How can you eat it?" I say, "Just get it for me. I will eat
I want
it."
it.
Because here you cannot get it at the restaurants. It's why it's not
Uh,
possible. I think I saw only once in some Punjabi restaurant in Germany. We could get it, and I was so happy. But otherwise, whenever we go, they don't serve it at all. So I can't
well,
try it.
they have it a lot of different places here, but it's sometimes not the greatest. Like there's this one Indian auntie that his mom knows. She has all the food connections, and she'll make us like she'll make the batura dough and the chole, and his mom will like freshly fry those. So if we want those, that's kind of the best way to have it, but it's quite good. And like when we went to Ludhiana to visit Masi, she had them make me gluten-free baturas. So I actually got to have the
Wow.
fluffy batura, and it was amazing.
I can imagine. I
Yeah.
feel like having them now. Yeah, I really
Yeah.
love them. I know that I should be, if I would eat them regularly, I would become probably. So, but
Yeah.
it's not the best food to eat every day. Yeah, there are
But
so they
it's
put so much oil.
so
Yeah,
good.
I know. Everything what is bad for health is really
Yeah.
tasty. So opportunity. And do you like Indian sweets?
Oh my gosh, yes. I can eat so many Indian sweets, like because a lot of them are made with like nuts or besan. I really like kaju katli and like besan
Mm.
laddus. Um, I like any really the nut-based ones I really, really like, and like a soft, nice laddu. I
Are they
can't
not too sweet
resist.
for you? Because for me, some Indian sweets they're too sweet. I can't handle them. It's like too much sugar, too much. I just eat it and I feel oh no, I cannot eat it much.
Yeah,
It's like one and a half yes.
I would say there's some places that just definitely overdo the sugar. Um, but I think partly because I grew up in America eating lots of like packaged sweets, they maybe don't seem
Yes.
as sweet to me.
So you're used to it.
I like the
Because
sugar.
maybe because I'm the type of person I don't like sweet so much. I like
Yeah.
more I like more salty things. That's why for
Hmm.
me some Indian sweets are it's like too much. Even rasgulla or what else? Yes, it's like too much sugar. I can if I see my husband can eat just two, three. No,
Yeah.
one is otherwise I can't handle it. It's too sweet. Yeah, and
Hmm.
I heard from many foreigners that they can't eat too many Indian sweets because they are too sweet for them.
Yeah, you definitely can't eat too many, or you will for sure get a stomach ache just from all the sugar.
Yes, that's true. So I think, as you told already, you went to India once, yeah, to
Hmm.
visit your fiance's grandparents.
Hmm.
And how do you like Chandigarh? Which other places did you visit in India? And what was your first impression about India? Did you expect it the way you saw, or it turned out to be totally different, or just oh my God, what a house it is? You didn't expect to see it like that. And how did you feel there? How was your first visit?
I loved it, and uh, it was I think it wasn't as big of a shock as it could have been if we came straight from the US. We had gone to Sri Lanka first and then went to
Oh, okay.
India. So there was a little bit less of I was used to like the horns beeping and the traffic and all that sort of thing. That wasn't such a big surprise because we had been in Sri Lanka just before. But I we really stayed at home. We spent as much time as possible with Dadi and Dadu. We went out a few places. Like we had to go to Goldie's Roost for a keema naan for Zoravar. So we did that, and we went to the mall over there, and we did a little bit of outside things. But and his a Nirmala Didi who like helped them when he was young,
Mhm.
like knew Zoravar since he was a baby. I got to meet Nirmala Didi and like hear all sorts of different stories about Zoravar being little and just meeting his grandparents and it was right after we got engaged, so they did special things like they would welcome a bride home, so they did all of the traditional things for me and it was really beautiful and his grandparents are, have such kind souls that they knew Zoravar was happy and that
Yes.
they accepted me right away because
Yeah, the older people in Punjab, they're amazing. I was impressed how sweet
yeah,
they are. You can't even communicate with them, but they just come, hug you. It's like
yes,
they're always try to give you money, and I feel no, 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 please, no
yes,
money. Okay, it's tradition. We can't. We need to do it. Yes, yes, just
yeah,
they're the best. I never saw such friendly, such sweet people in my life.
yes,
Yeah, it's always,
yeah.
especially older people. Yeah, they're really
Yeah,
amazing.
they're so kind. And like there was a few times Robert really likes to get those like straight razor shaves because the
Yes.
lines are quite clean and they don't do them so much over here. So we went a few times to get our hair done. And like there was one salon that they had to sort of like put us in a private room because everybody was like not expecting me to be there and they were kind of like, what's happening here? So they were like, let's go over here. But everybody, you can tell people are just curious. It's not so much like
Yes.
negative
Yes.
feeling, but they're just a little bit confused.
So
But
his parents and all live in Chandigarh itself, or little bit
yes,
outside.
they lived in Chandigarh, yes.
Yeah, because Chandigarh is really amazing city. It's so different because if you saw other cities in Punjab, I feel like in Europe there. If I go to the center of the city, it's like so nice. There are a lot of
Yeah.
shops, a lot of cafes, a lot of young people around. If you went to, probably you went to Sukna Lake, you can
Yes,
just
yeah.
yes, you can just sit there. You can take catamaran. You can just enjoy. It's like I went there only how many times? I think two times, and it
Yeah.
was a long time ago. But I really love that city. I told my husband if I have to live in Punjab, I would
We'll
like to
live
live in
there.
Punjab. No, nowhere else. Maybe Jalandhar. Did you visit Jalandhar?
No, we really only were in Chandigarh and then we went to Ludhiana for like a day.
Ah, okay. And how did you like Ludhiana? I found it a little
There
bit.
was so much traffic for such a tiny place. That was surprising. And like the food, I have never eaten so much food in my life in a 24-hour period. Like we got to Masi's house and she had like what I thought was dinner ready for us. So I'm like eating away. There's amritsari fish, also paneer tikkas, aloo, everything that I love. And then she comes with a cake and I'm like, oh, great. I'm eating, eating, eating. And then they're like, all right, are you ready to go to dinner? And I was like, was this not dinner? And we just ate and ate and ate and ate and ate, but it was amazing. But we were really only there for a short time. We stopped on the way to Delhi so we could catch our flight, but we broke up the drive so we could see Masi and before we came back.
Yeah, so you saw then two cities, Chandigarh and Ludhiana. For
Yes.
me, Ludhiana, no, it's too crowded. There is not so much greenery. That's what I didn't
Yeah.
like.
It
Like too
definitely
dry.
has
I don't.
compact city feel.
Yeah, and I thought the buildings are gray, most of them, and the city drive was, oh my God. Even my husband doesn't like to go there. He prefers to go to Jalandhar because it's kind of nicer, kind of
Mm-hmm.
smaller. And he grew up like in different cities, but in Jalandhar as well. And I really like Jalandhar. It's much more kind of, it's more, okay, you cannot find peaceful place in India
Yeah.
where there are so many people, but I find it much nicer, kind of smaller, because Ludhiana is the biggest city of Punjab, and it's like
Yeah.
industrial city, and that's why I can't breathe there even. It's like, but okay, it's a little bit similar to Delhi. I don't know if you saw Delhi a little bit, or you went to Punjab immediately.
We really just stayed before our flight for a few hours. It wasn't like the main purpose of the trip was just to see Dadi and Dadu. So we just pretty much
I
spent
can imagine.
most of the time with them. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's really nice there in Punjab. And if you compare with Delhi, that people look at you, but as you said, that they're more curious. They don't like in Delhi, men look in a way you don't feel comfortable. And there are so many foreigners around in Delhi, and I can't understand why they're looking so much. If they see some foreigner woman, it's like I really feel like saying something bad in Hindi each time I see that. I really want to
Yeah.
bad way, yeah, but I try to stop myself and I try to ignore it as much as possible. But sometimes it's too much. They don't
Yeah.
have, you know what I mean? Yeah, it's
Yeah,
just
I know
go.
what you mean. Like when we were at the customs line, like in Delhi when we first landed, um, we had to Zoravar went through the line with me because they were only speaking to me in Hindi and I didn't understand what they were saying. And he was like, "Why are you here?" And Zoravar was like, "Oh, I'm taking her to Chandigarh to meet my grandparents." And then the customs man was like, "Well, what's the village going to say?" And Zoravar was like, "What are they going to say? It doesn't matter." Like,
No,
so
I didn't have that experience at when you arrived to Delhi. That was my husband was explaining me. They always talk Route 26. That's what he explained. They
yeah,
special kind of negative attitude towards Sikhs. They started asking, "Who's your father? If there is a connection,
yeah,
maybe he's a terrorist." Yeah, yeah. And did you go there? Did you spend time there? And it's like extra checking, and you don't feel comfortable. And that's
yeah,
why my husband he likes now to. He said, "If you go again, we will just go directly to Punjab, not via
yes,
Delhi. We always used to go via Delhi, then take the train." And then go to Punjab. But now you can fly to Amritsar, you can fly, I think, maybe to Chandigarh now. I don't
yes,
know.
you can from
Yeah,
certain
luckily,
places.
yes. And earlier it wasn't possible so much because they didn't have international flights. So,
Hmm.
and Delhi is something
Yeah,
quite
it's definitely
far.
different.
Yeah, it's totally different, and people are totally different because Punjabis are. I think that they are used to foreigners anyway. Most of Punjabis are living abroad, or someone in the family is living abroad.
Yeah,
So to see a foreigner woman or a foreigner guy is nothing special,
yeah,
I would say. That's
yeah.
why probably. Yeah, and what about big Punjabi wedding? When it's going to happen? Tell us.
Yes, we were supposed to get married July of 2020, but we postponed it because we wanted to have the proper big Punjabi wedding. So that'll be happening this November, and we're getting married in Arizona. We sort of wanted like a destination feeling, but not. We didn't want to have to internationally travel, so that's her.
Yes. So are you going to organize it in India as well later on, or you're just married in America and then?
We're just doing it here. His Masi is also an event and wedding planner, so she does a lot of Indian weddings all in LA. So we're quite lucky
Mhm.
in the fact that it everybody's like, "Oh, you've got to be so stressed planning a wedding." It's really not
Yeah, I saw
stressful.
you video how you were dancing there. Pretty cool. Wow.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
yeah,
But
it's quite fun.
yeah, no, that's really nice. I'm sure you will enjoy a lot. Yeah,
Yeah, I am, and a lot of people I think are um, they feel like I'm sort of my traditions are being left out, but it's not that at all. Like if I asked for anything to be a part of our wedding, it would be. And it's not that like I think that the things that we're agreeing to in a Sikh wedding is exactly any promise that I would make to him in any other wedding of any
yeah.
sort of ceremony. And I think it's really all the traditions behind everything I find so beautiful. And his mom has made me and my mom a special book. I don't know if I have it, but it's like explaining all the different traditions, why we do it. So then she sent a copy to my mom, so she's learning all about it. So when it's happening, people will kind of have a better understanding instead of like, I'm lost. What do I do? So
Yes, no, that's really great. Because if you're going to have this religious ceremony in Gurudwara, you need to know what to do. Because I saw how
yeah,
I didn't have it, but I saw how it happened. Yeah, you have to be prepared. You should follow. You should understand when you should get up actually and start moving
yes,
around the book, and you should sit. Yes, you need to be prepared for that.
yes.
So you are also planning to have like 3 days marriage, or is it like it
Yeah,
would be shorter?
it'll be 3 days. So we're not doing a full week long because that feels like way too much, but we're doing a weekend. So it'll be Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Wow, that's great. I wish you
Yeah.
that.
We'll send you photos.
Yes, that would be really nice if you could send some pictures and
I
maybe
will.
videos. Yeah, I'm sure you will
Yeah.
have a lot of videos.
Yes,
It's
we will.
because because it's really amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
very
I wish you
excited.
best of luck. Yes. I think
Thank
it's
you.
great. Yes. I'm sure you will enjoy it. Yes.
Yes.
And we will remember this for whole life because it
Yeah.
was my marriage, but I can't forget it. So I felt like I was a bride. Yeah, because I had to wear beautiful dresses everywhere.
Yeah.
Every day I had to wear some new dress. And I thought, oh yes, I feel like a
Yes.
princess. That's so
Yes,
great.
it's the best. It's so much
Yes.
fun.
Yeah, and summarizing our conversation, I would like to ask you, what would you suggest the girls who are in relations with Indian boys, okay, Sikh or any Indian, because Indians are kind of similar in any way,
Yeah.
and what would you recommend them so that what they should pay attention at, just not to have any misunderstanding or any problems in future? What would you recommend to other girls?
I think in any relationship, and especially in a relationship where you're combining different cultures, communication is key in every aspect. Because if you have expectations of someone and they don't meet them, you're going to be disappointed. Or if you're the one not meeting expectations, you're going to feel less than. But if you
Yeah.
don't communicate and explain yourself and what you want and what you need to any partner in any relationship, they're not going to know. They can't make you happy if they don't know how to make you happy. So I think communication and just being open and honest and knowing that you're working on building something together. It's not, you have to do this because I said so. I have to do this because I said so. You have to
Yeah.
come up with things that work for you, and you're really sort of creating your own new sort of way of life, but really just communicating and being upfront and honest to avoid any misunderstandings or any hurt feelings. Or and like sometimes you might have to explain something in a different way, or take a step back and understand that maybe what they said
Yes.
wasn't meant to be any type of hurtful way. It's just a different, there's different nuances and different ways and different cultures of communicating. And you just have to be aware and know that you're both coming from a place of love. I think if what you do comes from a place of love, there's no way that you can't succeed in a relationship.
Yes, I agree. And do you think is it important to meet the family before you decide to get married? Okay, your fiance's family live in the same country, but imagine if they would be in India. Would it be important for you to meet them and to know them
I
before you
think
decide?
I
Yes,
think that sort of depends on the people. Like um I think you and you alone should have a say of who you want to spend the rest of your life with, because you are the one that's living it every day. And yes, family and their opinion is important, but you should feel confident in your choices that, yes, I can see a future with this person, a long and happy future with this person. And if that for you entails knowing everything about them and meeting all of their family, then that's what it needs to be. But I think you get a good sense of the person and where they come from just by knowing them. Like, I know that Zoraver was raised in a household with respect and love and generosity because that's the way he behaves. So I think you can learn a lot about someone's family just by knowing them. But I think that's sort of an individual thing. Like, it's not easy. I definitely have phone calls, talk, Zoom, anything. Like, if that's
yes.
important, you can find ways around it. And I think if everyone, families included, are open and respectful, then there's no issues.
Yeah, but you probably heard there are so many stories when parents are against foreigner girl, yeah, and then they say, okay, you have to choose us or her. Yeah, if you marry her, then you can forget us. Yeah, so
Yeah,
it's
and
kind of
that's
difficult.
that's very that would be very hard. And I feel blessed that neither Robert and I have felt that from anybody in our family. It's not made an issue because at the end of the day, like we were saying earlier, parents only want their children to be happy. And
Yes, that's why I can't understand why some Indian parents are so, I would say, egoistic. Yeah, for me it is
yeah,
egoistic because they don't want to accept the girl only because she is not Indian. And if they see their son is happy, he wants to be with her. Why just to break this relation? And in many cases, I know a lot of stories where the guy couldn't go against his family and they break up because of that. And it's
yeah,
really
that
sad.
would
It's really
that
sad.
would be very hard. And I think for anybody, whether it's an Indian family or a non-Indian family that's having the issue, I think if you just give people a chance, regardless of where they're from, what they believe, any of the sort, if you just give them a chance and go past assumptions, you'll be
Yeah.
surprised. And you could end up having a more beautiful relationship than you ever thought possible.
Yes, and very often actually everything change when, for example, the guy go against his family, he still marry girl, and when they have a child, everything changed. The parents
Yeah.
accept the girl, accept the child, and they're happy, and then of course everything is fine. But unfortunately, not all cases are like this. So you are
Yeah.
actually blessed indeed, lucky, yeah, to get
Yes.
such welcoming family, yeah, who accepted you immediately without any problems, so they didn't create any.
Yeah, it's been really a big blessing in our life to not even have to consider what our family thinks about our relationship. We know that my family loves him, his family loves me, and they're happy that we're happy. And I'm sure people were probably like had questions or like, oh, this is a little odd, but they've because we're happy together, they've become happy for us and they've gotten to know us together and see that hopefully we help make each other better people, and that's what's important in life, always becoming better. So I
That's
think,
true.
yeah, I think just encourage people. You can't change people at all
Of
ever.
course.
So I think, yeah, just being open, and you can also set boundaries. Like if somebody is giving you a hard time and they're making it hard for you to have a relationship with somebody, you can say like, I don't want that part. You can't talk to me about that. Like this is my decision and mine alone, and it is what. And I think people who truly love and care for someone, they will. It may take time, and it may take shifts in the way that they think, but if they put in the effort, they'll learn to be okay with it.
Yeah, I think it's important to talk, yeah, and tell if you don't
Yes.
like something or you don't understand something, because many times girls just don't tell honestly that they don't like something, and later on they get forced to behave more like Indian wife, and not everyone is ready for that.
Yeah.
And if a guy decided to marry a foreigner, first of all, I think he should try to make out of his wife an Indian girl. Then you should marry your own type. If it's
Yeah.
difficult for you to accept, for example, that your wife is foreigner, she behaves differently. Okay, maybe she doesn't want to wear Indian clothes, or if she doesn't want to do puja at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
You should understand that she's not Indian.
Yeah.
So
And like we were saying earlier, just communicate. That's the only way to be successful in anything, I think. And if
yes.
you're upfront and honest with your expectations and boundaries for yourself and your life, then you'll be fine.
Yes, I agree. So I just want to see if we got some questions. Maybe I saw some comments. Guys, if you have any questions for Shelby, you are welcome to write them down. I don't like these comments because you can hardly see something.
Yeah, you have to like scroll a lot.
Yes, no, because I saw some people writing something, but it's like very difficult to uh, really. Uh, I saw something. You guys are great. Thank you. You're really lucky. It's about you. Yes, she's really lucky indeed. Something I
Yes.
saw about Telugu music when we were talking is also pretty famous, and Polish people listen to it. Oh wow, I didn't know that. That Polish people listen to Telugu music.
No, I
Wow,
didn't know that.
we need to talk about it. I didn't know that because I get an idea of what is the Telugu music because I used to like South Indian music as well when I was young.
Hmm.
I really loved Indian movies and South Indian movies, so the music is also pretty cheerful. They dance in a different way, but it's also cheerful. But that it's popular in Poland, I'm surprised. That's nice. I didn't
Oh,
know that.
thank you. They're leaving some sweet comments.
So yes, I just try to see. Ladies, you're amazing. It was so nice to listen to the new story. Thank you so much. Thank you for the interview. Yes, you're amazing. Thank you. I tried my best, and I got a very nice and friendly person to talk with. So of course.
Well, you make it easy.
Yes, I'm really enjoying all the interviews. You know how much I was worried. I told you, I think,
Yes.
many times, oh, my English is that, my English is that.
No, it's
Somehow,
perfect. It was so easy to understand you.
somehow I was worried. I don't have any American friends here. There are so many different nationalities, so I didn't get a chance really to talk to American people because,
Mm.
they also have different accent. And
Yes.
if when I went to Canada, we went to I think, some restaurant or somewhere, and the waiter came and started telling something very, very fast. I couldn't even catch what he's telling, and I was really worried that if I will sit and you will talk and I will not understand you, and then oh my God, what will happen? But it was really great talking to you because I
Yes.
could understand. I think it was really nice, but because I was really now I'm calm, so I know that it's not so scary because
Yes.
it's for me the most difficult accent I think have people from Australia. I don't know
Ooh,
why.
yeah.
No, they pronounce some words totally different, and it's very difficult to understand. And also, I would say people from some parts of England, maybe
Yes.
Irish or Scottish. It's like my friend is one of them. I couldn't understand anything what he said. I knew English already, but I was just looking at him, at her husband, and saying, "What? Are you speaking English? What it is? I don't understand anything at all." It took like 2 months really to get my ear tuned to what
Yes.
talking, and they're also very fast. That's why I just hope that if I have to talk to the girls from Australia or, or from UK, that I will be able to understand them the same way. Yes, because
I'm sure you'll be able to. It might take a few minutes to get your ear like hearing that accent, but I'm sure you can do it.
or I will say, stop, please slow down. Otherwise, I won't be able to talk. Yeah. So is there some more question, girls? Yeah, more compliments. Please, we are
Thank
ready for
you.
them. I see more people are joining. Come to Hyderabad. Oh, my
Oh.
mother-in-law makes the best dosa. Oh, yes.
Oh, that sounds good.
Oh, yes. We are coming. Yeah. Let's plan a trip together after
Yes.
your marriage.
Yes, that would be wonderful.
Yes, I really want to see different places in India because it's really
Yeah.
my dream. India is so different. As I said, that each state is like a separate country.
Yeah, it's
Otherwise
amazing.
you. Yes, it's like the food, people, traditions, everything is different, and I would really love. Yes, South India is my dream actually. I would love to see Kerala, Tamil Nadu.
Yeah.
I love nature. That's why I think it would be really amazing to go there. I
Mm.
see more people are joining. Hi. More? Do you have any question, guys? Thanks a lot, Oksana. We would surely come to
Yes.
Hyderabad. Yes, I will
And
put
we'll
it on
have
my
to
list.
try the dosa.
Yes, I love them as well. I didn't try so many South Indian food, not really. I think maybe once we went to some South Indian restaurant in Paris. It was really nice, but totally different. Oh, okay, fine. So I was asking you. I think you have quite a few animals at home.
Yes, we have a proper zoo. We have a German Shepherd. His name is Rocky. And we have two cats, Felix and Fiona. We have two birds, and we have a guinea pig. So,
That's amazing, really. That's a proper zoo indeed.
yes, it is. And they all get along, so that makes
And
it
how does
nice.
your fiance like cats? Because I heard Indians normally they don't like cats at home. Even my husband, he likes all animals, but if we talk, because kids want to get some animals, then he say, "I'm ready to get a dog, but not a cat, no cat at home."
Yeah, well, I think Zoraver brought a cat home from college that started living with his parents. So they've had cats in their house sort of since they've been here. So they like our cats. They're fine with it. But there are some people that come and they're like, "Whoa, I don't like that cat."
But did you have a lot of animals when you grew up? Or why did you decide to get so many?
We just love animals and we they're just so cute we couldn't say no.
I can imagine. I love animals, but
Yeah.
I had only tortoise when I was a child,
Oh,
and I didn't really know at that time how to keep them. Unfortunately, Moscow is a very cold place, so I didn't know that I have to
yeah.
buy a special lamp to fill it, and that's why some of them died quite fast, and I was like, my heart was broken.
Yeah, it's so
I don't want more animals. For me, it's a tragedy if some animal dies. I can't stand it, and
yeah,
I
I
know the
agree.
dogs, they don't live so long. That's why I want to have a dog. I really we were thinking about golden retriever or Labrador. They're
Yeah.
very friendly. They love kids, but when I think that it's only 15 years or maybe even less, and I know that
It's
for me
hard.
that's why it's kind of I am tortoise. What is good about it that they live 150 years, at least,
Wow.
or at least 50 years. At least it's a long
That's
time.
amazing.
Yes, and if you take care really well, then they can live really long life. I was watching
Wow.
some, I think, video. It was American woman. He got her tortoise when she was maybe 10 years old, and now she is like her grandchildren still play with the same tortoise. So
Wow.
I was, wow, that's it. That's what we need actually. Then maybe
That's
tortoise will
amazing.
live longer than me, so it would be really great. I will not be to die. Yeah,
Yes.
so. Yeah, so we also love animals. I think people who have animals, who love animals, are, of course, they are. I wish everyone have the same feeling for animals. What
Yeah.
what broke my heart in India that people don't treat animals well. I saw it many times how they kick the dogs, just okay, street dogs, and how they treat.
Yeah.
I was trying to give some food. They were looking at me. Come on, are you crazy? This dog will bite you. I say, look at her eyes. It's like it's such a friendly dog. What are you talking? It's I could stop myself. I would just give all the
Yeah,
food and
they're too
kind of
cute.
like such a nice dog. I really wanted to take you with me back to Netherlands,
Yeah.
but how it wasn't possible. So it made me sad. And what I like here that there are no street dogs, no street cats, and like we have in Russia as well, so many of them.
Hmm.
People just take a dog, then they're sick of it, and then they just throw a normal good dog just on the street. And you see German shepherds, you see retrievers, you see everything, and it
Yeah.
makes me feel, oh no, how people can do that. Yeah, it's
Yeah, our pets are definitely part of our family. Like they're treated very well. I hope they're happy. I think they're happy.
of course, they're happy. You're such a friendly people. Yeah, I could see it even without knowing you. You can feel it. I just feel positive vibes from you.
Oh,
And
thank you.
yes, when I see your videos, when I see your photos, you're such a nice and positive people.
Oh,
So
thank you so much.
I was so happy that you agreed talking to me. I
Of
just was,
course,
oh,
you've
wow.
always, even from like the first day we started messaging, you've always been so kind and open, and it makes it easy because like I'm sure there's people who sort of feel isolated or lonely because of maybe decisions that they've made about their relationship, and you've
Yes.
built a community where people can ask questions and get answers and not feel judged, and I think that's really special. So it's kudos to you for making it happen and
Thank you very
making
much. I really love helping people, and if I can to help, why not? Because okay, I have my own experience. It was also positive, but I know so many stories. I can suggest something, and
yeah,
other people can share their stories, and maybe it will help someone to just to think about it. Okay, if they could get over all the difficulties, why can't we get over them? Yeah,
yes,
so it can
I
help many
agree.
people. And I
I
really am
agree.
happy that I got this idea to organize these interviews. I'm really enjoying it. It's so great to know so many people, so many stories.
Yeah,
And the best thing that I met so many friends already. So
yeah.
I like to different countries and I know there's someone. It's really
Yeah,
the
you
best.
have so many places you have to visit.
Yes, I have to travel now a lot because even all the Russian girls I talk with, they all live in different countries. I met so many girls who live in Africa. I met so many girls who live in
Wow.
South America. Okay, I didn't interview them yet, but we are going to talk. But
Yeah.
and everyone is inviting. Okay, you have to go there. You have to come there. I say, if I could, I would travel every day. I love traveling. I'm the type of person who can't live without traveling.
Yes.
That's why these 2 years for me are just I couldn't go anywhere. It's like luckily we went last summer. We went to Italy somehow, just a little bit. But this year I don't know if we can go somewhere or not. And I'm missing my friends. I want to meet everyone.
Yes, it's
I
going to be
love.
amazing when things are sort of back to normal and we can go wherever we want, whenever we want.
Yes, I'm waiting for that day. Let's pray that it will happen soon. Yes.
Soon.
And once again, I would be very happy to see you here. You are always welcome. I told
Oh,
my
thank
husband that,
you.
okay, he already knew about you. I saw your videos to him. He was, oh, yes, and of course, Punjabi, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. So, of course, you are welcome to come here. And I would like to thank you again for a lovely conversation. I really enjoyed it a lot. I lost my fear completely. You see,
Good.
if I start talking a lot, that means I lost my fear. Yes,
Well,
I
I really enjoyed it as well, and thank you for having me, and I can't wait to see all the other people you get to speak to and all the other stories that people share with you. It's
yes,
really
I hope
amazing.
that we will have more interviews in English as well. So other girls, you just follow Shelby. Yeah, because I always ask you, so probably my stories, if someone wants to talk, I'm ready in English. Okay, I prefer English or Russian. I learned German, but I forgot it, so I can't do it in German anymore. So in Hindi, it would be a little bit
Yeah,
difficult. Yeah, but okay, at least English, Russian, everyone is welcome.
you've got
And
it.
and I would like actually everyone to subscribe. Shelby has a wonderful YouTube channel. Yeah, you
Thank you.
should actually. I will. Maybe you can mention the give the link under your interview,
Y-
for example. Yeah, so that people
Yeah,
can subscribe. I'm not sure if you can click the link.
I don't know if I can put a link here, but it's in our Instagram bio. If you click the link, it'll pop up that says our YouTube channel and a few videos, and you can go directly there. But it's
Yes,
just Gabru Digori. So
yes. I really love your name.
thank you.
Nice, Gabrudi Goris. Super. That's what I told my husband. He said, "Oh wow, really nice. Who made this name? Tell
Oh,
me."
we came up with it together.
Wow, that's really nice.
Yeah,
And
we
of
like
course, yes.
oh, we just
No,
like that it was like kind of funny and basically us. So
no, it suits you perfectly. Really, really made for
thank
you.
you.
I
Thank
wish you
you.
actually a lot of happiness together, and I wish you to have a blast on your wedding. Yeah, let's say like that.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
that you really
Yes.
everything and just follow your heart. I'm sure you will enjoy it. It's a really amazing celebration how Punjabis celebrate. It is the best according to
Yeah.
me.
It's a
It's not.
different level.
Are you going to have also Christian marriage or not really?
Nope,
No.
we're doing everything combined. We're trying to combine our cultures instead of be like this is one wedding and this is the other wedding. So we're finding ways to incorporate different traditions from my family in as well. So, but the proper wedding is a Sikh wedding.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
So I will be waiting for pictures, don't forget.
Yes,
And
I will send you all
some
of
nice
them.
pictures as well. Yeah, so again, I would ask everyone, please follow Shelby. She has a wonderful account, so many nice pictures, videos.
Thank you.
You will enjoy it. And of course, her YouTube channel also is amazing. Yeah, they're so lovely. I really enjoy watching you guys
Oh,
because
thank you.
before interview, I wanted to listen to your voice if I can understand you or not.
Yeah.
You know that.
Well, I'm
So
glad you enjoyed them.
yes, yes, I did enjoy, and I really enjoy talking to you. Thank you so
Yes, me
much for
as well.
joining me today, for your time. That because it was so early in the morning, I felt like kind of bad that you have to get up so early just to meet me.
No, no worries. We like to wake up early, so it works.
Yeah, because for me to have interview at even at 8 o'clock, I would be, I think, half sleepy, and they would understand what I'm talking about. So it was, I really appreciate, and I'm very happy that I could talk to you today. So we
Yes,
don't
me
need to
too.
postpone our meeting for next week.
Yes.
So it was really nice. Thanks
Yes.
again.
Of
Thank you,
course.
guys. Thank everyone who were listening to us. I hope you enjoyed the same way. If you have any questions for Shelby, you can just drop them under our interview, or I will upload it on YouTube. You can join
Yeah.
our channel as well just to watch it
Yes.
together. I will combine them, so it should be fine because I have to disconnect. Yes. So thanks again, and I will be. So if someone couldn't watch us now, so you can watch. Just I will save everything in my account. You can watch on YouTube. Have a nice day,
Perfect.
Shelby.
Bye,
Yes,
Laura. So good to
thank you
speak with
so much.
you.
Yes, same here. It was really
Oh,
lovely. Thank you.
Mas our Mossy came. Hi, Mossy.
Oh, that's nice. When they're saying bye bye to each other. Yes. Sat Sri Akal.
Sat Sri Akal. Bye. Have a wonderful evening.
Thank you very much. Have a great day.
Thank
And
you.
thanks again for wonderful conversation. Thank you. I really
Of
enjoyed it.
course.
Really.
I did as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. See you
Bye.
again. Keep in touch.
Yes,
Bye.
we will.
Sure. And come to Amsterdam. Don't forget. You promised me in the beginning.
I promise.
I don't remember that. Okay. See you again.
Bye.
Bye. Bye for now.